Howdy and welcome back to the channel. I'm Country Boy, and if you thought that we were done with all the Spider-Man retro figures, you ain't seen nothing yet, because we got two more, and it's Carnage and the Black Suit Spider-Man. Yeah, these are some pretty cool looking figures, from what I've seen anyways. Obviously it's different packaging. They don't have the blister cards like all the other ones I had that I opened up before. This is a box. They're doing the whole plastic-free packaging, Hasbro, you know. Even though I just heard recently that they are now kind of doubling back on that, and they're going back to the plastic packaging, but it's going to be environmentally friendly. So, okay, that whatever. You know, it's still Spider-Man retro. I'm still gonna probably want it, regardless. But yeah, before we get into opening the packaging, I think we should take a look at the packaging. And so, like we usually like to do, is we'll start out with some of the packaging, which definitely is evocative of the classic 90s cartoon of Spider-Man, and even has the Marvel Comics logo from back in the 90s, which is pretty cool. 4+, no kids younger than that should be playing with this. It's a small parts and some choking hazards for 3 years and under. Don't give it to 3 years and under, okay? Spider-Man versus Carnage, and then plastic-free packaging by Hasbro. Looks really cool. I really like the artwork. It definitely looks like the old 90s cartoon. And, you know, some of my favorite characters, too. Carnage was definitely up there as one of my favorite characters, as well as the Black Suit Spider-Man. I mean, he's just so stylistic. It's just so cool looking. So let's look over to the side here. And on the side, you got two images of the exact same characters, same writing, nothing too exciting on the side. On the back here, you have the actual figures themselves. So it's got a bit of a cell shading look to it for the Spider-Man. And then there's also the Carnage, who has a bit of black on him with the reds. So it kind of isn't just plain red. So I'm hoping it looks pretty cool out of package. Then on this side, makes it look like it's VHS, the classic VHS tapes. A little bit bigger than a VHS would be, because my hand isn't that small. But if you've seen any of the X-Men packaging they've done recently, this is what they've been doing. So it's very similar to that. This is obviously number 1 and 2 in the line. And Marvel Legends, it says down there. So there's the good guy, there's the bad guy. And there is, actually, I know that they've announced Doc Ock and Aunt May also in this type of packaging, which I can't wait to get as well too, because Doc Ock is my boy. I love Doc Ock. We'll look at the top here. It says Spider-Man. There's the logo from the old TV show. And the bottom, there's some credits for you. You want to read all about that, go right ahead. So I guess there's nothing left to do but to get into the packaging.
Over there, it's Spider-Man. Sure doesn't look like him. Well, who else can it be? He changed his costume to fool us. Wouldn't want to make a mistake. For Jameson's million, I'll take that chance. Whoa! Whoa! Unbelievable! I almost overshot the whole roof. I never could jump like that before. My webbing. It's shooting out on its own.
And so here we have the Black Suit Spider-Man. As you can see, he's got the bits of blue highlights and even a little bit of gray right there to kind of show that he's cell shaded. He's more of a cartoon version of this character, which, you know, I like and I don't like. I kind of prefer my original Black Suit Spider-Man that I have from this line a little bit more. But this guy does have one or two features that I think I like a little bit more than that one. So before I get to the full figure, I'll show you some of the accessories, which are literally just his hands. He has extra hands. So he has these two thwipping hands, or spider web throwing hands, spider shooters, web shooters, what have you. And they look fine. You know, they're black with just the white on the back, you know. So pretty simple. And then there's an extra fist, because he's got a fist there, and he also has that open hand there. So he has another open hand, and he's got another fist as well. So those are the only accessories he comes with. It doesn't come with any webbing. It doesn't come with any little buddies or something like that. But that's fine. It's not something that you buy the figure for. You buy it for him to look like Spider-Man. So let's look at him right now. Which I do like. I like his face. I like the eyes for him, and I like the bit of a furrowed brow right there. I think that looks cool with the shading. And then other places, the shading is just kind of like, is it really necessary? Does it really add to the character? I don't know. Personally, I don't know if I needed the cell shading look, but you know, it is what it is. I had to get this guy in order to get Cletus Kasady, or the Carnage, I should say. So I mean, he's got good articulation like any Spider-Man does, and he feels really well in hand. He's got a good heft to him. His head goes all the way around, not that you would want it to. Then his shoulders go up about yay far. His elbow bends. It's a double jointed elbow, so it goes about that far. I think if it goes any further, I'm not too sure. It's a little bit stiff, so I don't want to try and fight it. Just like his feet. His feet are a bit stiff, so I don't really want to move them too much either. But one thing he does have that I do like is he's pinless. He's got the pinless joints, which I don't think my other Spider-Man, my black suit Spider-Man has. So that is a bonus. I love that. And I do kind of like a little bit of gray here. So that's some cell shading I did like, is actually the little bit of gray on the stomach. It kind of, I don't know, it adds a little bit of more tone to him, I guess. You can see his muscles a bit better. Kind of cool. So other movement he has, he's got the articulation here at the ab or the waist, whichever. This is, I guess, the ab crunch right there. So that'd be your ab crunch. And he goes that much forward, which is pretty good. I didn't do the head fully, but his head goes down that far and goes up that far, which is pretty good, actually. It's pretty good articulation. And then let's go with he's got the cut at the thigh. And he's got the knee, double jointing knees as well, which are also pinless, which is pretty sweet. Looks pretty awesome. And then he's also got the calf cut as well, too. So you can put him in all sorts of different positions. And his legs go, how far out? Let's see this. Let's put the arms up there. Let's do the legs. He's not doing the full splits, but does a decent job. And then his legs go forward quite a ways. Pretty decent. Kicks good. You can do a full rotation like that if you need to. Got the ball joint. And then, like I said, got the calf and everything going on there. His butt looks like he's wearing a suit. You can see a little bit of wrinkling in the suit. So, and there's the back there. Looks pretty cool. I mean, there's a little bit of blemishes. I don't know if you can see on camera here, but there's a little ding right there. And I think there's like a little bit of a ding there and a bit of a ding there. So it's not perfect, but that's just the faults of Hasbro's quality assurance, I guess. Nothing you can really do about that. But another thing that this figure has that I don't have on any of my other Spider-Man figures is the toe articulation. That is something new to me. The first one that had this is the Renew Your Vow Spider-Man, and I did not get that one because I didn't really need the 2-pack. But if I found it in the wild by itself, I would probably buy that. But I do like the toe articulation. It'll definitely give me better posing if I need to. So that is something that is also new about this figure that I didn't, I totally forgot about. I didn't expect it. So it's really nice to have. But all in all, he's a good looking figure. His feet, like I said, were a bit stiff. I was a little worried about breaking the feet when I was trying to pose him. So that was something I had to worry about. But I got him to pose, and I'm sure I can get him to pose in other positions. But for now, that's it for the Black Suit Spider-Man. Up next, we'll look at Carnage. So stay tuned.
He's jamming the cartridges. The pressure's too much.
Hothead gets your life force, but I get the rest of you.
And so here we have Cletus Kasady, aka Carnage, or at least the original Carnage anyways. The child of Venom, if you didn't know. So it's a cool looking figure. I'm actually kind of liking a lot of the things that are going on with this one. But there's also some things I was like, I kind of wish they changed this and this and this and this. But before we get into the figure, let's look at some of the accessories. And we'll start with this hand here, which is a big old elongated finger hand, like he's reaching out to you. You got the sharp looking fingers like he does. And it definitely has that, like, it's like a moving part of him, like the symbiote that's on him. It's not definitely something that's living, it's organic. So that definitely has that look to it. It has like little bits coming off of it, kind of like a blood red, that's definitely what Carnage is meant to be, is like a blood red, scary looking, just a creepy looking guy. And then he's also got this extra bit of like I guess slimy tendril effect, which I don't know where it goes quite yet. I have to look at the figure to quite see where he goes. I'm guessing maybe it slots onto his back, maybe somewhere. Maybe there's a hole back there. I haven't fully looked at the figure yet. So that's what this is. It's just going to give more of that lifelike look to it. Got that symbiote look to it. And this, oh man, I love this. This giant blade. That is pretty cool. That is something I'm definitely going to have on him. Because when you think of Carnage, that's one of the things you think of is this giant blade that he usually wields. And it's definitely gonna, that's gonna look really cool on him. It still has his hand. If you wanted to see it, it has a hand right there. It just like kind of comes out of the wrists, or I guess out of the knuckles of the hand, which is really cool. I like the way they did that. That is pretty sweet. And then the last piece of accessory that he comes with is another head, which is Cletus Kasady, the serial killer, the crazy lunatic who gets infected with the symbiote and just goes nuts on everybody. Can I get it? Come on, figure that. Focus. It's not focusing very well. Come on, camera. Let's try this again. Let's go. And focus. Focus. Anywho, that's gonna be Cletus Kasady's face. I like the detail. He's got this curly, swirly red hair. He's got that just demonic looking face of his, almost like the Joker. That smile. He just loves to kill. Got that sharp chin there, sharp nose, the green eyes. Looks really cool. I'm really liking the way this face looks. This is definitely what I would think of for Cletus Kasady. That is definitely the look that, comes to mind for sure. So then that's the accessories. Let's look at the figure itself. Here he is, Carnage in all his glory and his scary glory. So we got the blacks and the reds definitely going on. A little bit of white with the eyes there, and the eyes look really cool. I like the way that the teeth look too. They could have done maybe like a bit of a wash on this character. Like maybe they could have washed his teeth, give him a little bit of have him pop a little bit more. But it's not necessary. You can make out the teeth. They're okay. They're decent. If I can get them close enough, there we go. And then the pink inside the mouth, which is cool addition to that as well too. And yeah, I like the way that he's looking with there's enough black that it gives you that highlight. It doesn't give you like too much red that you're just like, he's just red and he's just ugly. He doesn't look like anything. But we'll do some of the articulation here again as well. Head goes all the way around like that, goes down that far, goes up that far. That goes quite a bit back. Pretty good. And then the shoulders will go up. You know what? They could go a little further, but they got this. It's this his traps. They kind of get in the way here, I guess. They don't let you go all the way up, so it stops them. But that's not terrible. I mean, you could still kind of like spin his arm around if you need to. Like you can go up higher if you need to. So there, you got options when you want to pose these guys. And then his elbows go in quite a ways. They go in quite nice actually, but they don't have the pinless elbows like the symbiote Spider-Man does. So, Hasbro's in the middle of changing everything to pinless, so I guess they're still working on it with certain figures, obviously. His arms, yeah, I also like this too. Like, I saw like the muscles in the back of the arms here kind of just, I like the way that moves. It's a good movement. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like I said, there's more tendrils and stuff hanging off this guy, and his hands are got the sharp fingers going on there, the long fingers. Full rotation of the wrist as well. Let's see what else we got for his ab crunch goes forward about that far, which is pretty good actually for a villain. He's got a pretty good ab crunch. And then he's got also the waist rotation too, so you can go all the way around if you need to. And then his legs, I'll take a look at the legs here. How far outside do they go? About the same as Spider-Man. Maybe a little bit more, actually. I don't think Spider-Man quite went that far. Quite a ways. That's pretty good. Pretty good range of motion there. And then he's got the thigh cut at the top. Got the double jointed knees, which, again, are not pinless as of yet. And then you got the calf cut right there. And he also kind of had stiffer feet, but not quite as bad. I'm able to move his feet a lot easier, so he can kind of do the ballerina pose if you need to, and then the feet up. So they got pretty good range of motion. I'm happy with the way this Carnage. I'm actually liking the Carnage more than my black suit Spider-Man that I just got. He's looking mighty fine. So yes, as I was looking at the back, there is that hole, so I can slot this stuff to go in there to give you that extra tendrily look. So he's just got more coming off him if you want to, so you look like that. And he's like, got that flowy look to him. So I'm liking the way that this guy's looking. So what we'll do next is I'll do some comparing with some other figures, and we'll kind of see how they kind of fare with everything else in the Spider-Man line. So stay tuned. Okay, so starting out, we'll do some comparisons. The most obvious one I figured I'd do is the other black suit Spider-Man that came out just earlier last year. And there is some differences, obviously. You can see, like, even the spider symbol on his chest is a different shape. And you know, he is very similar, like size wise, but not everything is exactly the same. He's got, like I said, this guy isn't pinless. He's got the pins, so he's got that going for him or going against him. And this guy's obviously pinless, but very similar. I kind of prefer this guy still, even though this guy does have some good things going on for him, and he doesn't have, I guess, also the toe articulation. This guy, so there's that comparison. Otherwise, you know, if you already have this guy, you probably don't really need this guy. So next comparison we'll do is a villain, which is basically a combination of the two characters that are here. So I mean, he was even cell shaded the same way. Like he's got the blue on this side and he's got the red on that side. So this is Venom, obviously, based off of the cartoon version. So he's got the cell shaded look going on with the line work, the blue line work and the red line work, similar to this guy right here, which has got the blue line work. And I think he looks really cool when they're together. They look a lot cooler, I'll say. Like one by themselves doesn't really do them justice. When they're with other cell shaded characters, I think I like them a lot better. So yeah, that's him. He's definitely stands a bit taller than both of them, which he should, because Venom is usually a beast of a guy. And then the last comparison I will do is another cell-shaded character, which is the cell-shaded Spider-Man that came out last year. And he looks actually a little bit shorter than this Spider-Man, which I didn't really realize that he was a bit shorter. Maybe this is a younger version of him, I guess. I don't know. But he doesn't have the toe articulation, and but he does have pinless joints. So that is what I like about this guy. But again, he fits in pretty well. Like it's more of a subtle cell shading on this guy. It's not as obvious as this guy, which has got the black and the blues. So I think it works well. It's just I kind of wish they didn't want to do that so much. I wish they were just kind of going back to the more classic looks without needing to do the cell shading. So I guess I'll just put these guys in here. That will look really cool. Yeah, pretty sweet. So I guess if you want to check out more of my videos, like I've opened up every one of the Spider-Man retro figures. Go ahead and check out my channel. I am CountryBoy9 with an underscore in there somewheres. I do videos like this whenever I can. I like my Spider-Man. I like my Ninja Turtles. I like lots of movie stuff. So go ahead and check me out. I also do another video with my friends called Wasted Opinions. We're on YouTube. Just check us out. We do videos about movies, TV shows, video games, whatever you think that you would like. Maybe we like it too. Who knows? But for now, I'm Country Boy. I put the sass in sarsaparilla, and I'm out of here.